I'll be right back with you folks in about 20 seconds to get started. Okay, so we got that recorder up and rolling. We're ready to rock and roll, folks. So we're going to talk about mortgage marketing in 2016. So, folks, I'm going to be, well, you know what? I'm not going to be using slides too much in today's conversation because I got a lot to show you. And as you know, I prefer to show rather than just show you a bunch of slides. I prefer to show you live. So we're going to be going to the web a lot. So I hope you guys are okay with that. So I know you came here just to see slides and you're very disappointed to hear. Instead, you're going to be seeing some action, all right? With that in mind, again, just a quick reminder, if this is your first time on our call or if you're revisiting us for the second or third time, I do like interaction. So questions. First come, first served. I'll get to your questions as quickly as possible. However, the bulk of your questions will be answered towards the end of the session. But I do get to them on a first come, first served basis. So as something pops in your mind, feel free to type it into the chat box. Number two, since I do not speak from prepared slides or prepared notes, we do this very live. What that means is your comments help direct the direction the call goes in. So that means I'll be monitoring your comments in the little question box and chat box there as I go along. So the more I see of the word boom, B-O-O-M, put that in there in the chat box when you hear something or see something that you like or want to know more about. That helps guide me because I get sometimes up to 1,000 questions just rapidly flowing through this question box. So it's difficult to read every single question, but the word boom stands out. All right. So if you give me a couple booms, I see those coming over. That lets me know, hey, you guys like the direction we're going in, and I'll do my best to accommodate. All right. So live session here, your feedback matters. So let's get started here, guys. So Travis said he's giving me his sad face because there's not too many slides. Sorry, guys. All right. So with that in mind, let's get rolling here, folks. So why don't you just go ahead and tell me, let's kick off the conversation portion first. Go ahead and tell me in the chat box why you're here. What brought you here today? What are you hoping to learn more about? Or what are some of the challenges you're facing lately in this 2016 market? Right? Just go ahead and let me know. I'm going to keep talking, but as your comments come over, I'm going to revisit this and I'm going to see your answers, and that's going to help guide me. But in the meantime, here's what I want to discuss, folks. Today we're going to talk about what's working and why. What's working in 2016. We're going to talk about also the new Facebook lead ads updates. If you guys are in the Facebook group, our mortgage marketing discussion group, you know I've been talking quite a bit since starting around November, December, all the way up till about March, April, a lot about the Facebook lead ads product. And that is something that's built right within Facebook, and it's been getting some tremendous results. So I've been getting tons of questions about that. So I'm going to show you guys how to use it today because it's been changing very rapidly. I'm going to talk about a more fun and unique way to make use of Facebook for lead generation, and then whatever else time allows for. So that's why this bottom one here is empty, is because I don't know yet. All right. In other words, your comments are going to help direct the direction we go in after that. So that's what we're going to discuss. Now, number two, I want to talk about the state of the industry and some of the things that are taking place and really influencing the results or lack thereof that loan officers are getting when it comes to their lead generation and marketing efforts. Now, the one thing that I'm sure every single one of you guys will agree with. Now, if you disagree, go ahead and let me know in the chat box right now. I'm sure every single one of you guys are going to agree with is the fact that things are changing fast. How many of you guys have noticed that? I would say hands up, but I can't see your hands. But that's true, isn't it? It's not just the industry, but it's marketing in general because of the web, right? Advancements come rapid fire. It seems like just as you get your hands around something or get the handle on something, it changes, right? So that has pros and cons to it. There's some good things about that, but there's also some bad things about that. But the one thing that I want to drive home here, folks, is the fact that that's a good thing if you're an action taker. That things are changing rapidly. It's a good thing if you're an action taker. And I'll explain why momentarily, but we'll revisit that in a moment. But first, let's talk about the fact that it's easier to reach your audience than it ever has been before. I mean, heck, just log into Facebook ads and you can see just how many filters are available, and they keep adding to it and giving you new and exciting ways to track down your ideal audience, your ideal prospects. We can track them based off of their net worth, based off of their spending habits, based off of whether they're a homeowner or not, whether they're a renter, how much they spend. I mean, all of these things, folks. It's very, very easy to reach your audience. However, the bad part of this, because everything has two sides, right? The bad part of it is that that also means that it's easier for other people to reach them too. So it's not just loan officers reaching out to these folks. That means there's more noise. There's more distractions. There's more people screaming and waving, look at me, right? So it can be distracting. So if you don't have a good solid means of getting in front of these folks and grabbing their attention, then, you know, that could be a bad thing, right? Because of that noise. Now, let's go back to the good part, and that is that people are establishing their habits online, that people are getting into a groove. They have their daily habits. For a lot of people, it's, you know, wake up, I check my Facebook, I check my email, I check my Snapchat or whatever it is that I'm using on my mobile phone, boom, boom, boom. And a lot of these people have their little daily rituals of when they're checking their news feed and their messages, their PMs, and all of these things. And what that means is you can tap into these habits, and with the right approach, with the right marketing strategy, you can make sure that you're a part of their daily habits, that you're showing up on a regular basis. And finally, the very, very good thing, I should have put very good rather than just good for this last one here, is that people are mixing entertainment with research. Now if we're just pumping dry, boring information out there, this is a terrible thing, horrible thing. But if you're somebody that likes to spice things up a bit with your marketing and appeal to people in a way that's interesting and intriguing, then this is phenomenal, because people no longer just look for dry facts. I mean, if dry facts are what sold, then every book in the library and every book at the bookstore would just be filled with text, and that's it. How many textbooks do you see out there? No, most of them are filled with pictures and graphs and charts to spice up that information. People want to be entertained. They want interesting combined with their research. And for those of us that are understanding of this and taking action on this, this is a very good thing, because not too many of your competitors truly grasp or are willing to do something about this, because it takes a little more work to spice things up. Right? So that's all I have for slides here. For the moment, minus this last one here, and then we're going to go live to the web. I'm going to start showing you guys some really cool things here. We're going to get started with the Facebook lead ads product, and that's I say new, but technically Facebook deployed it in late last year, late 2015. But the thing is it wasn't rolled out to everyone all at once, so it took several months to reach some of you, and even then, it was still an early rendition that required a lot of tweaks before people really started to embrace it. But the one thing that we've noticed is you can capture leads for very cheap using the Facebook lead ads product. Now, why is this important, and what makes it different than just boosting a post or throwing a clickable ad out there on Facebook? Well, number one is the fact that Facebook lead ads pre-populates the information of the person that clicks on your ad. In other words, they don't have to type anything into it. Facebook already knows as far as their, now let me backpedal before I continue. I don't want to confuse you guys. It will pre-populate their name and email, their contact data. If you're asking additional questions on top of that, that is not pre-populated, because obviously Facebook doesn't know. But their basic contact information is pre-populated. So what that means is no spoof information. Their contact data is already put in there, because Facebook knows based off of what they put into their Facebook profile as they were setting it up. Okay, so it's pre-populated with the real deal information. That means it's tapping into the lazy side of people who might not fill something out just because they don't feel like typing, or maybe they're on a little dinky mobile phone with a tiny screen, and you know, it can be a pain in the butt sometimes trying to tap out onto that screen, right? So let's head on over. Give me just a moment. I'm going to exit the slides. I'm going to give you an example so you guys can visualize exactly what it is I'm talking about here. So give me just a moment. Now I'm going to open something up here. Okay. And while I do that, I see a ton of questions coming over here. All right. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I see a ton of questions coming over here. So give me just a moment, folks. I'm opening up a Facebook lead ad. Okay, so here we go. So this is a Facebook lead ad. It looks like a regular old ad until I click on it, and watch what happens. Boom. It auto-populates my information that I use to set up this particular dummy account. So it's got my data here. I didn't have to fill anything out. As you see, I clicked on it. It didn't redirect me to a landing page. It didn't redirect me anywhere. A pop-up window right within Facebook itself opens up. It's got my information. All I have to do is click submit. So it's a two-step process at that point. I don't have to type anything out if that's all the person's collecting, right? That's a Facebook lead ad. And there's a couple advantages to going this route, but here, let me show you something here. Here's what happens. So this is just a sample campaign, but here's what happens when Facebook captures that data. I go to my Facebook fan page and I click on this Publishing Tools tab up here at the top left, and then I come down here to my Forms library, and boom, right here. If I have any leads captured for the week, I download them here. So again, this was not an active campaign. It was shut off in February, so I don't have any active leads that I have not downloaded yet. But had I been running this and captured any leads, I would come in here, download my leads into an Excel spreadsheet format. So that's a little goofy the way you have to go and obtain your leads. And if you go back to looking at my slides, that's what I listed as one of the drawbacks, is they don't just shoot it over to your autoresponder. There is a way to make that happen, but it's not native to Facebook. It's something that you would have to connect to another piece of software to just take those leads and funnel them directly into your CRM or autoresponder. But again, leads are leads, so who cares? If it takes an extra step to do so, then so be it. The bottom line is it's accurate information, and since people only have to just click the submit button, they don't even have to type anything out, it's capturing leads at a rapid pace. So the other big advantage here, folks, is that we already know, statistically speaking, that for every extra second that a website takes to load, you're losing a large chunk of your audience. People on their, especially on mobile phones that take a long time to load a big page, they leave instead of waiting it out. They just leave. So you don't have that third dynamic with a Facebook lead ad because of the fact that well, technically your quote-unquote landing page is right there within Facebook itself. There's nothing to load. It's just a pop-up window that happens instantaneously. So that means you get a better lead capture percentage, a better conversion rate. Now, the other thing is that oftentimes, because of the fact that it just pops right up within Facebook itself, don't ask me why this is the case, but it seems like a lot of people think that means it's being endorsed or sponsored by Facebook itself. There's a certain trust factor there. And again, I don't understand that thinking, but it's definitely there. So people are just associating A with B and thinking, okay, that means this is trustworthy. Yes, I'll go ahead and submit my data. So again, that's a part and parcel of that lead capture process. Now again, the drawback is that you can only capture a limited amount of data. Yes, you can enter in custom lead capture fields, but you can only add 3 additional lead capture fields on top of the initial 2, which is name and email. So at the most, I can collect 5 fields of data. And I mentioned the weird way of delivery being that, you know what, you have to log into your fan page and go and download it as an Excel spreadsheet. There is a way around that, but natively, that's the way it happens. Now, with that said, Facebook has announced that they are soon going to make it easier to integrate with third-party applications such as CRMs and autoresponders, but they're not quite there just yet. They haven't rolled it out to everyone, okay? So that's why I mentioned that as a con. So how many of you guys want to see how to create a Facebook lead ad? Let me know. Give me a boom if you want to see how to create a Facebook lead ad, or how many of you guys already know how to do it? All right. So I'm seeing okay, getting a lot of booms here. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook lead ads. Give me just a moment here. So Mike says boom plus help. All right. What? Mark said no, but he put a smiley face after that. So I'm not going to take Mark seriously right now. Give me just a moment, folks. I'm popping something open here. I'm going to go to my Facebook Ads Manager. So once I get to my Facebook Ads Manager, okay, here we go. So I'm logging into my Facebook Ads Manager. Now, as you guys know, I just got a move from Armando there, so that's boom backwards. So we get to our Facebook Ads Manager with this little drop-down box at the top right. You got your downward-facing arrow right here, okay? So most of you guys already know how to get there. Now, once I do this, I'm going to click to create an ad over here at the top right of my page. Now, some of you guys may notice that when you go to your Ads Manager, you may be seeing a completely different dashboard than I am. Now, don't freak out if that's happening. Here's what's going on. Is Facebook, in all their vast wisdom, they like to put and roll out different updates and changes to their dashboards at different intervals. They don't just roll it out to everyone at once. So you could be, for all I know, just about an hour away from me and seeing a completely different dashboard than I'm seeing. They don't roll it out to everyone at once. So your dashboard may look different from mine, but with that in mind, overall the functionality is still the same. Okay? So I'm at my Facebook dashboard and I clicked to create an ad. Now, what you're going to see is all sorts of Facebook lead capture products here. So I got everything from boosting my post to promoting a page, sending people to your website. We're going to skip all that stuff and we're just going to go straight down here to the bottom where it says collect leads for your business. Boom. I'm going to click right there. Okay. So I'm going to enter in, let me move, sorry, part of my window is obscured by all these questions in this box here. So now what I need to do is put a page that I'm connecting this to. So let's say I'm just going to do my California homebuyer tips, just a dummy sample page that I set up in a previous webinar showing you guys how to set up city-specific Facebook business pages. Okay. Now I can show advanced options here and do some really cool things here, but what I'm just going to do for now, just to keep it simple, is I'm going to click to continue. We can worry about the more advanced stuff later. Okay. So now what Facebook wants to know is, okay, Chad, who do you want to target? Right. Now, one of the newer features here that you guys may not have seen before, and I think this is important, see here where it says locations? By default, it says everyone in this location. But check it out. When I click on it, look at this. People who are recently in this location. That means just people out of town visiting. Now, that could be people on vacation. That could be people from another area thinking about relocating, or it could just be people visiting family. I could do people traveling in this location who are currently in the location. Okay, but I'm just going to do people who live in this location for right now. If I want to target and test out some of these other groups, I will do so, but I will only do it in a separate ad. That's the big theme for 2016, guys, is for all those gurus just telling you to just mix it all together, run the other way screaming, they're giving you horrible advice. The important thing to do in 2016 is to segment. Okay, because the people telling you to lump everything together, they're doing you a disservice and costing you more money. Why? Because if, let's say one of these groups isn't performing well, I have 3 different segments here. Let's say one of them is doing terrible, but let's say one of them is doing great, and then one of them is doing mediocre. Well, the one that's doing okay and the one that's doing terrible is going to have a negative impact on my click-through rate. Thus, Facebook sees my overall ad performance as being lower than what it should be. Remember, Facebook decides what to charge you based off of how well your ads are performing. So if I lump everything together and say, well, you know, I'm still getting good results, I'm paying a whole heck of a lot more for those results than if I had just taken the time to click this drop-down box and just do one ad to this audience and then just clone the ad and do a second to the second audience and so forth. That way, if I see one of them's underperforming, I just go in and delete it and shut it off. No more paying for clicks. Right? So segment is the order of the day, guys. That's how you reduce costs and find out where your performance and productivity is coming from and where your waste is coming from. Okay? So I just put people who live in this location. Next, I put in my target. You guys already know how to do a target city, but here's another cool thing that I can do now. So let's say I'm just going to do California. All right? I'm targeting California. But what I also have the capability to do, guys, is I could just come in here and drop a pin by clicking here and then telling Facebook what parameters, basically everything within this diameter or radius plus, check it out, we got the new sliding scale. So they finally rolled that out in my city. This has been around for months, but it took a while for it to reach my city. But yeah, I can go all the way up to 50 miles here on this sliding scale within a radius by dropping this pin on where I want to target if I want to get really, really super specific. So I can use this map to really zoom in and even hit certain neighborhoods and all that fun stuff, okay? I also have my exclusion here. If I know that within this radius are some terrible, terrible markets where I would get horrible results, I can just put exclude and put in those locations here. So I could still target an overall radius minus the crappy areas where I'd be wasting my dollars and pennies, right? Okay. So next, what I want to talk about, guys, is we got our age brackets. Now, in the past, what I used to do is just do somewhere between 26 and 28 years of age, and then do all the way up to about 55 to 58. I no longer do that, guys. Again, remember we said segment, segment, segment. So now what I do is if I'm going to do 26 plus, I'm only going to do 26 through 35. Anybody care to take a wild guess? Why am I doing just 26 through 35? I'm going to hit the other age brackets too, but why am I doing that? Let's see who wants to win a candy bar. Why am I choosing just one? So there we go. So Emmett was first there. So generational, okay. Chris, buyer behavior, split test, Mark, first time home buyers, biggest buyer pool, Kyle. Okay, so targeting by ad group says Michael. Exactly. Different needs says Bill. Bingo. See, when we lump them all together, guys, then that means my ad is going to speak to them all as if they're the same. Are they the same? Do you talk to a first-time home buyer the same as you would somebody buying a $3 million property and it's maybe their dream home that they plan on dying in? Says, yeah, this is the last home I'm ever going to buy. It's my dream home. We're going to spend a lot of money on it. No, they're two completely different markets. When we lump them together, that means we have to treat them all the same, which is not the way we do things in 2016. So what I do is just like before. It's easy to clone an ad. It only takes a couple seconds, guys, to clone because Facebook does it for you automatically. So I'm going to create what I want here, and then I'm going to clone it, and then just change the text in the ad itself for the other age bracket. So what I like to do is treat 26 to 35 as more or less younger first-time homebuyer type people with those types of concerns. Then I'll do my 36 to about 50, and then I'll do my 50 plus as being a completely different target market, okay? Now our filters and our targeting down here below, folks, one of the other big things that I like to do in 2016, guys, is instead of just putting the types of people and the filters in here that I do want to target, check out this exclude people button or link here. Guess what I'm going to do here? Loan officer. I don't want to pay for my competition's education. I don't want to pay for all their clicks because what I find is that a lot of loan officers are clicking on my ads just to find out what I'm doing and then even copy if they think it's cool. So I'm not going to put in here loan officer interest. If you're putting interest, you're screwing yourself over, guys. Those are not the loan officers. Loan officers are the job title. See over here on the right where it says job title? So I'm going to put loan officer in here, but now check it out. Look at what Facebook did. They identified all the similar job titles. So I got mortgage loan originator, I got mortgage consultant, I got loan originator, I got mortgage loan officer, I got loan consultant, home mortgage consultant. Man, you guys call yourselves a lot of different things. Senior mortgage consultant, senior loan officer, and so forth. There's about 30, 40, 50 of them here, okay? But then I'm going to go do the same thing. I'm going to exclude, next I'm going to put realtor and real estate agent because I also find a lot of agents clicking on my stuff to, again, find out what I'm doing because we're all marketing to the similar market, right? So I want to exclude these people. By doing this, my costs usually drop by anywhere from 20 to 30%. Guess what that means? That means that I was paying 20 to 30% more in advertising than I had to just to educate my competition. That sucks. I don't want to do that, so it's worth the time to do this, okay? Now, check this out too. The other thing is, guys, just click this, check this little box here and give it a name, and you save the audience. So now when you run additional ads, you don't have to go in and set all this up again. So just take the time to do it right the first time, save it, and now you can automatically put it in here. All right. Mark says, Chad, how did you know it was realtors clicking on your ads? The way I know is because I track everything meticulously. So I have one variation of my ad where I was only blocking loan officers, and I came in later and added realtors and then saw my costs drop significantly again. Okay, so I know that it was those two audiences where I was getting a lot of clicks because, yeah, we track every little metric here, guys, like crazy people. Okay. All right, so let's keep going here. So the rest of this stuff you guys pretty much know, right? We've covered this in a bunch of different webinars. So if you want, just go to my YouTube page. If you're upset at me for skipping over this, it's because I've covered this probably in over a dozen videos. The replays are available on my YouTube channel, guys, so don't get mad at me. Okay, I just don't want to bore you guys to death when we got something else to cover, right? So if you want to see what all your settings should say here, go to my YouTube channel, check it out. But I'm going to continue. So now here's where we get to where stuff gets a little bit different because of the fact that we're doing a Facebook lead ad. The process is a little bit different and can be insanely confusing if you're not used to this and have not done it before. Facebook does not do a good job of explaining things right here within their dashboard. So I'm going to do their job for them, okay? All right. So we already know that you need to upload either images or create a slideshow or upload a video. Those are your three options for a Facebook lead ad. So I usually start off with an image. I'll split test it with a slideshow variation, and then I'll split test it with a video variation and see what gets me the best results. So for those of you asking which one should I do, my answer is I don't know yet because it's different in every market and different for each niche. You got to test. Anybody that claims to just tell you, oh, you should always do video, oh, you should always do that, they're blowing smoke, guys. Nobody knows. The only way to find out is by letting the market tell you, okay? Because it's different every single time. So now what I'm going to do is put in my primary headline, put in my ad body text, and always make sure that you do a call to action. I don't like the sign up button. I prefer to do learn more. It's less threatening and less intimidating. And when we do our tests, we do get a better click-through rate when we do learn more versus sign up, because sign up sounds like, well, you know what, I'm actually registering for something. You know, people just don't like that. You know, it sounds like I'm committing myself to something versus learn more. It's less in your face. Okay. So again, all of this, what we put in here and what we put in here is already covered in my YouTube channel. So what I want to do is a couple of things here. Number one, I got my advanced options down here, which is my display link text or newsfeed link description. This is where I put in additional text where I can fit another 190 characters. But watch this. Here's what you've been waiting for, guys. This right here. This is where things go in a completely different direction from all my other videos because we're doing a lead ad. What that means is the lead form is not built by your autoresponder or your CRM or anything, guys. The lead form is built within Facebook itself. So I have two options. I can either choose an existing lead form if I've done a lead ad before, or I can create a form. I'm going to create a form. So I'm going to do a new form. Click the next button. Now I'm going to give it a name. So next. Now this is, remember I said by default, Facebook collects two fields of data, the name and the email. This is auto-populated. But what do you see down here? In addition to user information, you can add up to 3 questions. Boom, add a question. So check out all these questions. These are the built-in questions that Facebook has, everything from their car to their education, e-commerce, business to business, professional services, all that good stuff. But what I want to do is just create one of my own. Okay, I'm not going to use Facebook's. So, oops, there we go. So I'm going to add a custom question. All right, so this is where I'm going to fill this out. Now, I'm not going to go through that whole process of creating a full form here because I think it's self-explanatory. You just put your question, and if it's something that's maybe you know, where they have to select an answer or whatnot, you can put that there as well. Or if you just want a question, but three's it, guys. I like to do just the basics. You know why? Because I capture more data that way. I just want their name and email. And a lot of people go, well, why aren't you collecting their phone and all this and that? You know why? Because the job of the lead ad is to just get the process started. Once Facebook has captured this data for me, I can then tell Facebook to redirect them to my landing page, to a thank you page, where I can ask them more questions. Remember I talked about the multi-step lead capture process? Break it up. Don't throw a bunch of questions in their face on step number 1. Break it up into multiple steps. So I'm going to be content with just name and email with the understanding that about 50 to 60% of them are going to give me the rest of their data on my landing page. okay? Because on my landing page, I have more space to put more calls to action and then differentiate between who's serious and who's not. Now check this out, guys. Look at this. Because of the fact that Facebook is automatically delivering their name and auto-populating their name and email and whatever else it is you're asking for, you have to link to your privacy policy to be in compliance. So that means you got to have a website where you have a privacy policy page. You know what? That's terms of services for Google and all the other big search engines anyway. So if you don't have a privacy policy page and you have a website, you're kind of in trouble. Okay, you got to have the privacy policy. Okay, you got to tell people how you use their information, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all I got to do is just go to my website and grab the link to my privacy policy page and post it here. That's it. Facebook's not going to post your entire privacy policy, but they're going to give the person, before they click that submit button, the option, hey, if you'd like to view the privacy policy of this advertiser, click here. So this is my link text and then my link URL. So I would go that's the link to my page. Okay. If you feel like, or if your company requires that you put a whole bunch of other disclaimers or disclosures out there, check it out. I can come down here and add even more disclaimers by toggling this little checkbox here. Okay, but I don't need it, so I'm just clicking next. Now, Facebook wants a link to your website. This is where I put my landing page, where I want to redirect them to. You don't have to do this. You can actually leave this blank, guys, if you want. This is optional. So for those of you saying, well, I don't have a landing page, or I don't have a thank you page, or I don't even have a website, that's fine. You can leave this off. And if you don't have a website, if your company has a privacy policy page, which if they have a website, I guarantee you they do, that's what you're going to use for the previous option. But here is if I wanted to send them over to a specific landing page to collect more data. Again, optional. Now, context card. This is if I want to put a whole bunch of information, and it's almost like a miniature landing page within Facebook itself. Okay, so this is really cool. If I want to tease them on why they want to go to my landing page, after I collect their data, Facebook will show this, which is called the context card, where I can add additional bullet points and tell them why they need to give me even more information and go to my landing page. I usually fill this out. Okay, you don't have to. It's optional. If I want to do it, then I click to add a context card. And that's where I would fill this out like a regular page. What's my headline? My benefits, do I want to type out paragraphs or just bullet points? Bullet points all day, every day, because people scan. They don't read, they scan, they browse. And then I can even tell Facebook what to put the button. So Facebook will actually build out a little miniature landing page here, as you can see. So my headline text will go here, nice little picture will go here, picture will go here, all that good stuff. All right. So that's it, guys. That's really all it takes. So I can preview my form now, but again, since I skipped that last step, it's not really showing me a whole lot, but I showed you guys what the final product looks like. The important thing is I wanted you to see the process to go through. All I would have to do now is click to create the form, and I'm good to go. Now, I'm ready to post my ad, place my order. And now, anytime I come back in and want to use that same form, instead of creating a form, I could just come in here and choose that campaign. Okay, makes sense so far, guys? Okay. Let me take a look here. Okay, so Bill is asking, Chad, do you have a sample of what a privacy policy page should look like? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to put a pin in these questions because they're coming over rapid fire, but I have a couple other things I really want to get to, but I promise you I will circle back and answer these questions once I get through some of this other Facebook stuff here, okay? Because I know that we're already half an hour into this, so I want to make sure that we don't miss some of this really, really important stuff, okay? So that's Facebook lead ads. Are you guys excited by what you see? Do you see the potential of Facebook lead ads? Let me know. Is that some exciting stuff there? Seeing those capabilities that you have that trust factor of people filling things out right within Facebook itself. And generally what I find, guys, is I'm spending on average about $2 a lead. when I capture. Now, I can by no means promise you the exact same results there, but that's what we get, okay, about $2 a lead. And this was in a market where I was generally paying about $7 to $9 a lead for other leads. Or I'm sorry, for other products. So what I mean by that is the clicks to website and those other options. So I drastically brought my costs down by using the Facebook lead ads and breaking it up into a two-step process. Okay? All right. So Kevin, that's a wonderful question. I will most definitely address that question of comparing that lead quality to another type of lead quality. Okay, no doubt. Just remind me. If I don't circle back to you, just let me know. Remind me later. But right now, what I want to show you guys is now's the fun way to advertise on Facebook. And let me pause something here real quick. Give me just a moment. I want to pull something up. Okay, so you guys may have noticed, I don't know if you've seen some of the things that I have going on around Facebook, but I've been doing a lot of work with real estate agents lately as well. You know, heck, they're marketing to the exact same people you are. And for whatever reason, we've just been getting a ton of requests for help and business from real estate agents. I've been working with some of the real estate trainers out there and working with them and their clients. And we had a gentleman just this past week who implemented a strategy. Now, I can by no means take credit for creating this strategy. This strategy actually originally came from or was taught to this real estate agent by another trainer, okay? And she specializes in real estate. She's a real estate agent herself. And the strategy she's using that we worked together with this guy, he's just absolutely crushing it. Take a look. This was his post, and he's offering some advice to other agents here. And check out his results. So he spent less than $50, okay? And he still has $31. Now that's how much he loaded into his Facebook post boosting. And he has pulled in 4 buyers, plus a seller and 2 more potentials, okay? So think about that. Now that's actual captured. All right, that's not his potentials as far as folks that have commented and liked and shared and asked questions, but how many folks have already contacted him he's spoken to? That's 4 buyers, a seller, and 2 more potential buyers and a seller, all from less than $50 spent. Out of that $50, $31 left on his post boosting. Now, if you want to hear the full story, you can go to my YouTube channel where I was interviewing him and we were talking about the strategy. But the bottom line is, I'm going to show you just the gist of how this works, folks. Okay, just because it works for real estate agents, it works for loan officers. Now, this is one of those strategies where I'm constantly telling you guys, if you really want a lot of leads and you want a lot of leads quickly and you want to kind of be the gatekeeper, so to speak, then you got to work with realtors because they have a product that is so much more fun to market and sell than mortgages. People respond quicker and better to homes for sale and listings and all that fun stuff than they do, oh, hey, you know, here's the latest loan product, right? People shop backwards. They go out and they shop for their homes, Then they rush last minute. Oh, crap, found a house I want. Better talk to a loan officer because they won't take me serious on my offer until I got a letter from a loan officer or a bank. That's when they start reaching out to you guys. But if you want to get them before they even have their agent picked out yet so that you have leads to share and all that fun stuff, then this is how you do it, guys, okay? So let's talk about what this agent was doing. I'm going to pull this back up again. This is an example. He posted an example of his campaign. Basically, here's what he's doing is he's posting his listings. He's posting some basic data about the listing, but leaving certain things out. And he's, of course, putting his hashtags in there for the target town and area. And then he's boosting the post. But it goes deeper than that. It's not just that simple. He's boosting it on a Facebook page that is specifically aimed at his target city that's not just real estate. What do I mean by that? He has his page set up. And this isn't new, guys. If you go back to my YouTube channel, you'll see that I've been promoting this strategy since 2010, but it's really come into its own here lately. He set up a page that's all about his hometown. And I mean, not just real estate, not just mortgage. I mean, it's just all about everything going on in his hometown. Because remember I said that people want to be entertained these days? They don't want boring, dry information. If you just go out and set up a page that's just about mortgage loans and that's it, what reason do I have to go to your page when I'm not in the market? What that means is I forget who you are. Your Facebook is what they used to call your edge rank, now they call affinity, drops, and now your posts don't show up in my feed anymore by the time I need a loan again, so I completely forgot who you are, and it doesn't even matter if I've liked your Facebook page. But if instead, and if you guys want proof of this, how many of you guys are going out checking out your dentist's fan page every day? Or your chiropractor? Or your doctor? They're not relevant to you. Not unless you're in pain. Now, if you're in pain, you might go look them up. But it's easy to forget who they are because there's nothing interesting on those pages unless you just so happen to already be extremely interested in that topic. So what we do is we set up a Facebook page, and the bulk of the posts on that page are about cool and fun and interesting things going on in that hometown. You want people to go to your page treating it like it's their own personal entertainment portal as to, hey, or informational portal of what's going on, new restaurants opening up, events taking place, and so forth. Now, for those of you saying that takes up too much time, well, outsource it. It's cheap. I can find somebody for 30 bucks a week to handle all that posting for me, and I will take care of the mortgage and real estate posts, but I'll let them take care of the great information. Or I'll show you a page where you can get all the greatest and latest information all curated in one place so you can just pick and choose like you're a kid in a candy store. But the general rule of the thumb is 75% of your posts have to be fun and entertaining or relevant to people living in your hometown. What that does is it attracts eyeballs to the page. And then 25% of the time, that's when he's posting, oh, boom, hey guys, do you know anybody that's in the market for a new home? Because here's a really awesome home, blah, blah, blah. Here's some basic details about it. Boom. And next thing you know, lots of likes, lots of shares. And how many people out there do you know just so happen to know within their entire sphere of influence somebody that might be shopping for a house? That's not uncommon, is it? So next thing you know, the shares start coming, which is free advertising for you. You boost the post by spending about anywhere from 10 to 50 bucks on it for an entire week. Next thing you know, it's been seen by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. The questions about the property start coming over. How much does the home cost? Boom, boom, boom. These are all people that are your potential leads, guys. It's not difficult. It's easy to do. It's a very straightforward process. Now, here's the thing. Check it out. Watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Give me a city, guys. Give me a city. Start posting cities. Where are you located? All right, so I got Schaumburg, Illinois. Let me make sure I spelled it correctly. I should know. I lived there for a short period of time. All right, check this out. Now, very first thing that shows up. This is a website that shows you the most shared content for a specific keyword. So you don't even have to guess, guys. All the guesswork's gone. I don't have to guess what people are interested in. I can see here that this was announced March 28th. A Harry Potter spinoff will be filmed in Schaumburg, Illinois. Now, do you think that might get some attention? It's already been shared 9,800 times on Facebook. A grand total, 9,800 shares. The information's only been out for what, about a week and a half? So boom, I'm sharing this to that Facebook page about if I'm marketing to Schaumburg. And I guarantee you it's going to get likes, shares, comments, questions. Schaumburg third grader, Illinois winner of Google Doodle contest. 11 excellent places to eat, the best restaurants in Schaumburg, Illinois. See, I can go through and just see what's been shared the most and then just grab the link and that's it. I didn't really have to do much, right? Now, here's the thing, is this is just one of many, many, many websites out there where I can get information like this, guys. You know what? You got Trap It, which is pretty darn cool. Let's open up that. Now, the cool thing about Trap It, guys, is that it finds the information and it learns. It learns what you're searching for over time and starts sharing better and better content for you. You've got Feedly. I could go to Pinterest. You got Scoop It. You got iFlow. I mean, I got all these links just sitting right here, guys, of all these websites that you can go to that curate data. So I don't have to guess. I don't have to just Google around and desperately try to find content when I have all these websites that'll suck in all the content on a particular category, right? So it's all right there. Grab the link and just share it. If you don't have time to do it, find somebody who does and just outsource it. But the bottom line is it's worth it because all those shares, all those likes means you have a bigger audience. So when you finally have a home to post and you want to boost it, a lot more people are going to see it. And that's when the leads start coming over, guys. And you didn't even have to get blatantly in their face. Okay, so Mark, Chad, how do we access the links? You access the links, you just click on it. You just click on it like a regular old link. So I see this top one here about the Harry Potter spinoff. I click on it and it brings me right to here it is. It's a local news website. So now I'm getting a bunch of comments from all the Harry Potter fans. All right, but here it is. So I would just grab this link up here and I would post it. It's that simple. Does that make sense? All right. Good deal. So that's the kind of the fun way to do it, guys. And can you see how what I would be doing is as I try out new restaurants, I would be posting to my page, and I would name my page something like it could be, I love St. Louis, best things to do in St. Louis, simply St. Louis, St. Louis fun, boom, 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 those types of things. And anytime I try a new restaurant, I would post my reviews on the site. Anytime I try and go to a fun event and take pictures, I'd post it to the site because you're getting the people used to seeing your face and your information. If you're doing fun things, they associate you with fun. That's basic psychology, right? Is whenever somebody sees you and they see and they're smiling and they see you smiling, doing fun things, they associate that with positive feelings. So finally, when they're ready to do something, or when you ask for help and say, hey guys, I have this really cool new house over here that my realtor is looking to sell, and their open house is this weekend. Do you mind sharing this on your page? Let's see if we can help my realtor out and fill up their open house this Sunday. Guess what? They're more likely to share it. They're more likely to do things because they like you. What is it? Know, like, and trust. That's how we get business. That's how we get referrals. That applies to the online world as much as it ever has, even in the offline world. Know, like, and trust. They associate you with positive feelings, fun things. This guy's always sharing cool things in restaurants and links to events and fun things going on and reviews. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so absolutely, absolutely. So let's go to a page like that. Let's do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to do. So I could just do. Here we go. I love St. Louis. Okay, check it out. 42,000 fans. Now, do you think if this was St. Louis Mortgages, do you think I'd have 42,000 fans? Now, this isn't my page. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not claiming this page. I'm just saying, would we see 42,000 plus fans here on this page? No, but it's a community page is how it's been set up. And 42,000 plus fans. And as you can see, they're sharing. Here's some great pictures from fun things to do around the city. Check it out. 621 likes, 189 shares. And then I have all these comments over here too. Okay, so 189 shares. Now, when you post the daily mortgage rates or whatever the case may be, is that what you get? No. So they're talking sports. They're talking about Busch Stadium. They're tapping into people's hometown pride. And just for that one reason alone, you're going to get a bunch of activity and action. But by posting fun things to do and holidays and events, you're boosting. You're boosting your potential audience to levels that you would not have because now you have relevancy even if to people who are not in the market right here, right now. And that's what it's all about, is you got to be relevant to their life. Remember I said you got to become a part of their daily habits? I want them making my page a part of their daily habits. I want them going to my page on a daily basis to see, hey, you know what? It's almost the weekend. I wonder if there's any fun things going on this weekend. Oh, I know. I'll go to I Love St. Louis. So we're tapping into what they already want. We're aligning ourselves with their hometown pride, and you become a regular source of information for them. And the best part is you don't have to lift a finger, because that is the easy part. That's the easy thing to outsource. But here's the key, guys. Number one, 75% of your posts must be fun and interesting. If you, the more that you're putting blatant sales pitches out there, the less they're going to want to go to your page. But if you just sprinkle them in, it's no big deal. Okay, use the BuzzSumo website, which was the website I showed you that brought up the Harry Potter and Schaumburg, Illinois thing. Use websites like that. Again, it's BuzzSumo is the name of the website. And there are tons of content curation apps like that where you can go to just find everything in one place. They tell you what's the most popular content, what's being shared the most, so you don't even have to guess, okay? Locate and share great infographics or videos. If you do have a marketing message or something about mortgages or real estate, instead of just putting boring information out there, guys, just go and grab some infographics and share them. Grab a great video with cool facts or statistics about homes or real estate or loans, or whatever the case may be. You can attach lead forms to that shared content. There's some really cool apps out there, such as Cliply and some of these other websites that will allow you to share a link. And when somebody clicks on that link and goes to a third-party website, your lead form always hovers on that page. So you can send people to other people's websites without losing the opportunity to capture the lead, which is kind of cool. Okay. So you see what we're doing is we're becoming curators of content ourselves. We're becoming fun people, exciting people, instead of just always sending over boring, dry information. Make sense? All right. So I hope you guys have found these two things to be very, very beneficial. Now, again, Facebook lead ads is something that has dramatically reduced our cost per lead. It's a fantastic source. But you do need to take the time to segment your ads. That's what I really want to drive home, that point, is people that are not segmenting are going to pay way more. Okay. Now, number two, this particular strategy is more of the, hey, I need to be posting every day type of strategy. And I understand that a lot of people hear this and say, well, Chad, I can see how it works, but I just don't have time to do it. Again, just outsource it, guys. You just got to outsource it. Okay. If not, it doesn't take long. If you use the curation websites, just put that in your schedule. Just, you know what? I'm not going to hunt for data, and I'm not going to do this last minute and struggle each day to, oh crap, I got to find my time to post today, because then it'll always be put on the back burner. What I like to do is, my strategy, guys, is Sunday. When I know Monday's coming up, I set aside 30 minutes, because that's all it takes, to find every bit of content I'm going to post for the entire week. And then I'm done. Then I don't have to sit in front of my computer going, oh crap, I got to go and find, 3 links to share today, or fun things or funny things or inspirational posts or events or restaurants. No, 30 minutes on Sunday and I'm done for the entire week. And with the amount of likes and shares and comments that I get, it boosts my following, so that when I do post a home for sale or something along those lines, which that's why I said you need to work with a realtor to get the realtor's permission, and make sure we're doing it the legal way, guys. But when I leverage the realtor's properties, all those comments, all those likes, all those shares show up on my page. I see the names of these people. I get these people's questions. I'm seeing people asking, well, hey, you know what? I only have 20,000 to put down. Can I still buy this house? Blah, blah, blah. Those types of questions come in. Boom, I'm on top of it. Or when I want to post an update about the fact that rent is rising at a far, far quicker pace than it ever has in the past 10 to 15 years. It's rising out of reach for the average new homeowner, or I'm sorry, the average new, you wouldn't even call them a homeowner, but renter. to the point where a lot of these folks are saying, hey, I can't even afford my rent. It's taking up a huge chunk of my paycheck. It's rising much quicker than it is the average income. So the benefits of renting really aren't there in a lot of cities these days. You're better off to buy. So if I want to share those types of things, I got a much larger audience. Okay, makes sense? All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, there's one thing that I want to talk to you guys about real quick, and then I'm going to go back and answer all of your questions here, all of your questions here, all of your questions, okay? I know there's a lot of them here, and I will get to them, I promise. But there's something that I have coming up that I have not done in a very, 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 very long time, guys, is I am setting up, and this is limited to just 20 loan officers, I am setting up what I'm calling the Mastermind Unstuck Group Coaching Program, okay? And what I mean by that is this is a weird combination of coaching plus a mastermind with a team of loan officers plus staff. Let me explain that to you here in just a moment. But the first thing I want you guys to do is, after just what we've talked about here, how many of you guys would consider your marketing stuck, or that you're just not growing or hitting the goals that you really want to reach? Or how close are you to reaching your goals for 2016, the goals that you set back in January? We're almost at halfway through the year now, okay? We're almost at June. So how close are you to reaching those goals that you set back in January? If not, if you're not very close, then what's going to change between now and December? What are the problems that are stopping or slowing you down? Or more importantly, what if you could get all of those challenges, all those things that you're wanting to solve? The first question I asked at the beginning about, hey, why are you here? What challenges are you hoping to solve? What if you could get all of those, the real big ones that are slowing you down, solved in 60 days or less? Because I'll tell you what those big challenges are that I keep reading. Technical. It's like, hey, Chad, everything you're showing sounds good, but I have 3 problems. The technical stuff, B, not having enough time, and then C, I don't have the graphical or copywriting skills to pump out great sounding ads or content. That seems to be the big challenges. It's not that you don't know how to market. It's not that you don't know how to sell. It's not that you're lazy. None of those things apply. It's typically the technical. It's typically the graphics and the copywriting. It's typically the time, finding the time to do all of these things. So I've been listening to this for years, these complaints about folks saying, hey, I just don't know when to implement all of these things. So here's what I did. This is something very weird. It's a weird type of coaching and mastermind. And the reason why I say that, guys, is because it comes with staff. Meaning I decided to do a group coaching where I took my own staff that's already proven themselves. They know how to write copy. I have professional copywriters on staff. I have professional graphics guys, and I have professional technical guys. So the folks that participate in this coaching and mastermind for me over 60 days, when you run into a technical problem, you reach out to Bob, my technical guy, say, hey, go take care of this for me. I don't have the time to screw with it. Oh, I need graphics. Oh, crap. I don't know how to make graphics that look good. Oh, okay. I'm just going to send this over to Bob here, make sure he hammers out, quick ad for me. Oh, man, this article sucks. I was posting this to my blog, and you know what? It just really doesn't flow. Oh, I know. Let me get it rewritten and touched up by my copy guy. So it's the coaching and the instruction combined with the staff to blow all this out the door for you quickly. You see what I'm saying? So we don't keep running into these challenges that slow you down, because here's the thing: is coaching is great, but when you get a good head of steam going and then you run into these challenges, doesn't it kind of take all the wind out of your sails when you spend 2 or 3 days trying to hammer out a technical glitch and you're watching videos on YouTube and you still can't figure it out and nothing seems to work? And what do? You just throw on the towel. It's like, oh my God, I've just wasted, the last 3 days on this one thing. Irritating, frustrating. So that's why I set this up. Check it out. Here, let me go to this link here for you guys. Give me just a moment. want you guys to see this. It's opening up right here, right now. Okay, so here it is. I call it the 60-day challenge because what we want to do, guys, is I want to challenge you to take all those problems and all those big challenges and those things that you think are stopping you. I want to solve them for you and with you over the next 60 days. Because again, that's why I asked the question, how long have you been stuck? How many months or even how many years have you been saying, I don't have enough time? I need to be marketing online. I need to be on the front page of Google. I need to be getting ads from Facebook. I need this, I need this, I need that, I need that. If you've been saying I need these particular things for more than 6 months, for more than a year, for more than 2 years, then what makes you think that that's going to change at the current pace? Because obviously time has proven that what we're doing now is not working. So what if we could just take and solve all of that in 60 days by giving you the coaching and the mastermind to give you the education of, hey, here's how to build your foundation and get your marketing plan rolling, but also the staff to help you implement it, because it's hard to be a one-man show in today's marketplace. There's so many freaking things we got to do as loan officers to make the same income from 5-10 years ago. There's so much more. So you have less time to market and sell because there's more paperwork and paper pushing to do and formalities to go through. So here's the other big problem that I find for a lot of people is they get distracted. So the first thing that I set up for this this group coaching and mastermind session with staff is weekly focus calls. Now what that means is each week, this is not a monthly call, because I found that once a month or even twice a month doesn't cut it for most folks when they're in that building stage. You need weekly focus calls to hold your feet to the fire. So those weekly calls are to show you, hey, here's exactly what you need to do this week. Focus on this and this and this, and that's it. If you come across a cool sounding email that says, oh, I want to buy this, or I want to participate in that, ignore it. Focus on these things, because losing focus is what shoots us in the foot time and time and time again. So then the second piece of the puzzle that I added was the technical support team. Technical support, guys. That's the biggie. When you come across, hey, this isn't working, hey, this isn't cooperating, hey, I need this built, I need that built, you know, boom, boom, boom. Have the technical support to help you implement, to even take care of it for you. And I posted the link to this page for those of you asking, hey, what page are you on? I just posted it in the chat box if you want to join me on this page. Okay, on top of the technical support, the graphics and ad copy, because you know what? You got to be advertising online, guys, but when you got to create your own ads and you got to make your own graphics, that's irritating, that's frustrating. So boom, we got the guys to do it for you. And then finally, the accountability. Accountability, guys, that's a part of the focus calls, but also you guys are a team. I'm taking 20 loan officers through this process. That's it. But guess what? Each week you're going to be hearing from loan officers knocking it out of the park and posting their results and what they're doing and what they've implemented and what they've taken off of their to-do list and all that fun stuff. Wouldn't you agree that when you see everyone else around you sticking to the plan, it makes you want to stick to the plan too? When you see them getting those great results, like, hey, what the heck? I want those same results. They did the same thing that I was supposed to do. The only difference is I didn't do it. I'm going to do it. When you have that accountability, the weekly focus calls, to make sure you're staying the course. Okay, makes sense, doesn't it? So we're putting the pieces of the puzzle out there for you to build that foundation. Okay, so we're going to cover, as part of this, we're going to cover the daily promises. Okay, that means each day, what are the power elements? What are you going to do every single day? Just little things that need to be done every single day that turn into big things. Your marketing foundation, your marketing funnels, your strengths and your weaknesses. We're going to identify those and we're going to focus on those strengths. We're going to talk about realtor referrals. We're going to take what's called a multi-angle lead generation approach to running your ads. Okay? So what makes us different, guys, from most coaching or masterminds and all those things out there that you've seen before, is that we're taking the staff. Now, again, that's an optional piece because some of you don't need it, but for those of you that need it, there is a package out there with the staff that can help you get moving, help you overperform, reach your goals. Okay, we're putting critiques in the package for you. The bonus training where you guys get to watch me implement some ad campaigns using some strategies that I've never talked about before, using some websites I've never talked about up to this point, plus the done for you content, e-guides, flyers, presentations already put together for you to share with realtors and FSBOs and your borrowers. So guys, already done for you content. All you got to do is throw your name on it, throw your contact data on it, and you're ready to rock. Okay, this is not something you can buy off of this call. All right, so for those of you going, oh man, sales pitch. Okay, I'm telling you about the program, but you can't buy it, okay? You cannot buy it right now. There's only one thing that you can do, and that is you can go to this website and you can put in a request, okay? Because since there are only 20 spots, guys, I am being very, very picky. And what that means is you got to tell me a little bit about yourself and why you think you would be a good fit for the mastermind, because I want people who are team players. I want every single person that participates to get just absolute home run results. And that means I need the right kind of people. When I talk and hear from negative people who are already defeated before they even started and just tell me why nothing will ever work for them and how skeptical and, oh, this is just going to be another one of those things, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to be a part of the team. That is not how you build people up. It is a mindset. Okay? So I need you to fill this out and tell me why you're a good fit. What areas do you need help in? What are you most interested in? You know, how would you describe yourself? Those sorts of things. Not everybody's going to want to take the time to fill out that questionnaire. Okay, great. And that's probably not a good fit for you. Okay, no such thing as a one-size-fits-all solution. And yes, there's different packages and price points, guys. You got the basic, you got the package number 2, which comes with the technical staff and the graphics, and then you got the premium. It comes with all 3. You get technical, you get graphics, you get copywriter, you get weekly marketing critiques and conversations with me. Everything just depends on what level of support do you want. But strictly limited to 20 individuals. I put a time limit up here at the top. You can see that I'm taking away that option at midnight because this is very, very limited size group because I only have time to give attention to 20 people. If I just went and threw 70, 80, 100 people in here, none of you would get great service, and that's not what we're about. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, awesome. So again, the website's right here at the top of the screen, guys. Mortgage Ads Club /special-offer. So I'm going to put that into the chat box. Oh, I apologize. I already did. Okay, so it's in your chat box, guys. So take a look at your chat box and you got that link. And I'm going to get to your questions here, guys, because I've seen a lot of questions answered as I was going through the training today. So don't worry, guys. I'm going to scroll up here. I'm going to take a look at your questions. All right, so privacy policies. Okay, so when we were talking about privacy policies, I saw some people asking what a privacy policy looks like. And guys, check this out. Watch this. I'm going to go to Google here real quick. Oops, sorry about that. If you need help with generating a privacy policy, guys, just Google free privacy policy templates. There are tons of them. There's even generator websites that you just type out your basic data and it'll kick out an entire privacy policy that you can copy and paste into your website. Okay, don't go and grab someone else's. Don't go and grab someone else's, guys. Not only is that illegal, but there's going to be a lot of non-relevancy there. That's going to look really goofy sitting on your site. So go to a generator website that gives you a template that's meant to be used. Okay, let's not just go and snatch someone else's. Okay, so perfect. So Kevin is asking Chad, the money question is, see, I promised you, Kevin, I'd get back to your question. Will people buy from Facebook? Will they click as they do on Google Ads? So that is a great question. And there's a multi-part answer to that question, okay? When you compare Facebook to Google, Facebook will get you more volume for the dollar. Okay, you will always get more leads on Facebook than you do on, let's say, Facebook, or I'm sorry, on Google pay-per-click. You also spend a whole heck of a lot less on Facebook. Now, you will not get the same level of quality as you do on Google. What I mean by that is that on Google, the difference is that people are actively seeking out a loan at that time. But the drawback is for most loan officers, unless they have somebody working specifically with them, they just flat out don't have the means to deploy Google AdWords ads because, again, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to pay $40 to $50 a click versus 50 cents a click on Facebook. And your cost per lead, even if you do know what you're doing, is going to be about 10 times what it is on Facebook. So it depends on your budget. If you have a good size 4-figure plus budget, then Google's awesome to use. But for the loan officers that don't have that, Facebook, you don't get quite the same level of quality, but you do still get the closings and you do still get volume to have leads to share with your realtors as well. And it's a heck of a lot easier to deploy. Okay, so it just depends on what your goal is. If it's somebody with a nice size budget, Google AdWords is awesome. Okay, we can just knock it out of the park. Fantastic. For people with the smaller budgets, Facebook is the easier and quicker to manage campaign, and you tap into, with the social aspect, you get the referrals. That's what I like to use Facebook for, is the referrals. You say, well, people buy off of Facebook. Well, when it's people sharing with their friends, when you're letting other people share your posts on homes for sale or infographics and information about loans, and they're sharing to their friends, they trust their friends. So they view that as almost a recommendation of you. Next thing you know, people are reaching out going, oh, hey, you know, I had a friend mention you. Well, all their friend did was share a post of mine, but they take that as a referral. So yes, we get people buying off of Facebook all day long. So I don't view the two as mutually exclusive. I prefer to do Facebook and Google. But if I had to start somewhere, if I was just getting started and I was on a budget, I would start on Facebook. It's the cheaper way to do it. And then I would grow and expand my way into Google. Okay, so does that make sense? I hope that answers your question there. All right, so let's see here. Just going through all the questions, guys. All right, so how do we build the Facebook page? Okay, so fair question. So how do we build the Facebook page to begin with? We could actually start just right off of Google. So check it out, Facebook fan page. That's all I got to type out. And I go to this right here, facebook.com/pages/create. Boom. I do my community page. I'm ready to rock. Okay. All I do is answer Facebook's questions. It's super, super simple, guys. And that's all it takes to set up a Facebook fan page. It's literally just a couple of minutes and you have your fan page built. Okay. Or if you're part of my Mastermind coaching program, then guess what? You have the graphics built for you. All right. Let's see. So Mark, Chad, what about the just listed technology you have? So you're talking about the reverse IP lookup where we could track down individuals based off of their addresses. That's beyond this call, meaning that's something a bit separate, but it is something that we are deploying now publicly with loan officers. So I don't have an order page set up for that because I've just started taking the orders. So if that's something that you wanted to participate in, Mark, just contact me directly and I can work with you to get a campaign set up. Okay, so Bruce, Chad, who can I pay to set all this up? I would recommend this link here to participate because that will be a part of the 60-day challenge. All right, so Carrie, yeah, absolutely. I would definitely take place in this participate in the 60-day challenge. Melissa, Chad, I'm the only one in the office answering phones. They've been ringing off the hook. I missed so many important details. Will this be available? Yes, absolutely. I will make this available. All right, so I'm looking at some of the goals here. Stuck. Okay, so I'm not close enough to reaching my goals. Okay, Oscar says I suck at marketing. All right, Paul, I want to surpass. Goals are fine, but I want to surpass. Absolutely. Time is the problem for me. Absolutely again. All right. Okay. So Emmett says, Chad, I'm a little confused on the dichotomy here. You say to segment your ads and target small groups, but then you say to have a community that reaches everyone. Okay, I can understand the confusion there, Emmett. So let me clear things up as to the differences in what I was saying there. So when I was talking about targeting and segmenting ads and targeting small groups, I was talking specifically about deploying click-through ads or lead capture ads. Okay, that's because at that point, what I'm doing is I'm crafting a specific message for a specific group of people. So let's say reverse mortgages, first-time home buyers, FHA, VA, then those ads need to target very small groups. Boosting a post, on the other hand, having a fan page, is all about building an audience. I'm not running blatant ads to those people. Instead, what I'm trying to do is get exposure. So the difference is on case example number 1, we're looking at consumer direct marketing. Example number 2 of setting up a Facebook fan page, we're looking at more branding and audience building, 2 very, very different processes. Okay, so that's why you might be seeing the dichotomy there, is because we had 2 different goals. Goal number 2 with the Facebook fan page is not to run direct click-through ads, but rather to get a whole bunch of people locally following me, so that way they keep seeing my posts on a regular basis, so that when I do run an ad, it gets seen and shared. That is meant to be viral. The first one is not viral. I'm paying for every single click on the first one. For the second one, I'm trying to get a bunch of free and organic traffic and followers. So does that make sense? All right. So what level of ability are you looking for in this special offer? I know a brand new person that would love this. It's not so much ability as it is their enthusiasm and ability to follow the directions and take action, because a lot of folks will pay for things and then just sit them on the shelf and never do them, never implement. And that's the exact opposite of what we want here, because we want folks that are participating in this little mini community that we're creating with this mastermind. We want people that are building each other up. So it's more about action and activity. Okay, so Kyle says, Chad, my only problem at this point is with landing pages. Okay, so I need your help. Thank you pages, blah, blah, blah. Okay, perfect. So absolutely. Absolutely, Kyle. So yeah, just shoot me a message on that. Happy to help with that. Okay, BuzzSumo. Josh says, BuzzSumo costs money. Are there any free sites? Actually, BuzzSumo has a free edition and a pro edition, Josh. If you saw what I did earlier, that was completely free. Now, what they'll try to do is sell you to, quote unquote, upgrade. But as you see, I see the top results without having to do anything. So if I just type out Illinois, let me just type out the word mortgage here. Oh, check it out. So if any of you guys have Facebook pages about VA loans, check out this one. It's been shared 123,000 times on Facebook already. Tim McGraw to give away 36 mortgage-free homes to vets. That's cool. So there's an article right there. But see how I don't have an account with BuzzSumo. I don't pay them a penny, but I get all the top results for free. If I want to see the other 216,000 results, then I would have to pay. But each time I'm searching for a different keyword, so I don't really care. All I really want is the top results. But if you do need another website out there, let me show you guys another alternative to BuzzSumo. Let me see if I still have that. Okay, that website's not out. Give me just a second here. I'm pulling up my links. There we go. Just a moment, folks. Okay, because one of those websites I know isn't active anymore. Okay, so yeah, here's another one that I love. I love. This one's free. So this is Feedly. Okay, guys, you know what Feedly is? You guys know what a RSS feed is? Really simple syndication. So an RSS feed is when you go to a website and you say, hey, you know what? I don't want to have to check this website every single day. So I'm going to syndicate. I'm going to subscribe to your site. And every day all the content is just going to be plugged right into your dashboard. So Feedly.com is cheap, or I'm sorry, free. So what I do is I come in here and I do a search, and it'll bring up all these different websites that I think might have great information. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. I don't want that. There we go. So I go back here, and you can see here my basic searches, and over here on the left-hand side, these are all the topics that I track. And when I find a website, for example, let's go to Brain Pickings. I just click to subscribe, and now every single day, whenever a new article or new information is posted to their website, it shows up here in my dashboard, completely free. So I would go to all your local news websites and all that fun stuff. You know, like we have the Riverfront Times here in St. Louis. I'm sure you have, you know, your publications and whatnot that are dedicated to your hometowns, and just find them here in Feedly.com, do a search for them, and then subscribe to them, so that all of their latest data and information will show up here in your dashboard. So I never have to go and hunt down information. All I do, see, I got 6 websites saved in this category, 12 in here, 36 in this folder, all that good stuff. I got 1,000 posts in here underneath fun stuff. I got mental floss in there, boingboing.net, terrible real estate, which shows all the ugliest real estate listing photos and stupid photos people have posted while trying to sell a home. I mean, all this funny stuff and great stuff that makes great content for my websites. It didn't cost me a penny. So it's Feedly. All right. Okay. Boom. Let's see. Can you send that? Okay. Okay, so Dominic, Chad, how do you protect your city fan page from being hijacked? You might have to just expand on that for me just a bit as to what you mean by hijacked. Are you meaning people are hacking into it, or do you mean just people watching it and grabbing great information from it and using it on their own websites? Okay, so I'm getting some requests here already for the mortgageadsclub.com/special-offer. So it looks like, hold on, let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 14 already requests already filled out. So again, 20 spots, guys, 20 slots only for this. 20 only. And yes, there are 3 different price points for the packages, and I'd be more than happy to go over that with you if you're selected and decide that you want to participate. Okay, so I'll go over all the details with you guys. But right now, it's just a matter of putting in the request to see if you're approved. Folks, if you're, I just want to throw this out here. For these strategy sessions, because yes, I'll call you, I'll chat with you, answer all your questions, but I've had this happen quite a bit in the past. I've had folks fill out these, and we go, okay, great, I like everything you said, I'm going to give you a call, let's do a strategy session, and they say, you know what, let me just tell me, you know, I'm going to go through your coaching, but yeah, can you just tell me how you're getting the leads. Just show me all your landing pages. Just show me this. Just show me that. Folks, it doesn't work that way. Just telling you right now. The purpose of strategy sessions isn't to pick my brain and get a bunch of free answers. You know, I know as appealing as that may be, but I'm just telling you right now, folks, that's not how it works. You know, we work really hard and spend literally tens of thousands of dollars each month on testing ads and tweaking and finding out what works. It's not something that, you know, with other people paying for it, it's not something we just give away to people for free with the promise, hey, yeah, I'll use your services in the future. You know, I'm sure you wouldn't like folks doing that with you with your loans. Yeah, I'm going to pick your brains on how to set up the loan, but I'm going to use your competition, but I promise I'll give you a loan in the future. That it just doesn't work that way. But we have that happen quite a bit. So for folks, if that's what you're planning on doing, this isn't for you. Okay, this is for folks ready to take action. Okay, heck, we had, even in our Facebook group, I had to kick out a bunch of people who were going around. Whenever we would post the results of folks getting great results, they'd call them up, actually call them up, hunt down their phone number, call them up, even though they'd paid for coaching, and say, hey, can you show me all your ads and everything Chad taught you for free? So I stopped giving out names because of that, because it was happening so frequently. I had to kick out over 24 people just in the past 3 months because they wouldn't leave the people alone. Okay, that's not how it works, folks. You got to do your due diligence. Okay, I mean, I know it's great to get free information. I try to give as much free usable information as possible on these calls, but as you know, you know what, we got to make a living and you're worth the investment. This is worth the investment. It's going to get you the staff for the next 60 days to get you rolling and get past these roadblocks. Okay. And I'm not saying there's everybody on this call is planning on doing that, but just throwing it out there in case there was somebody planning on doing that. Okay. Just fair disclosure. If I take a call and those are the questions I'm getting, I have to let them know this isn't for you. Okay. All right. So we got that out of the way. So I see some questions about the free marketing content. So yeah, the done for you content, guys, those will be editable by Microsoft Word. So you don't need to have some fancy editing software. If you just have Microsoft Word or even one of the free equivalents, it will allow you to edit the flyers and the brochures and the sales pieces that we're going to provide you. And yes, they're professionally designed. They're ready to rock and roll. Okay. All right. Awesome. So I see some more questions coming over here. So people, yes, not their own businesses. Okay, so Dominic says, so the people that he's worried about hijacking his page is people using the site to promote their own businesses and closing the page as a closed group. So I wouldn't set it up as a group. Set it up only as a Facebook page. Okay, and when you get people promoting on there, you just delete them. And when you delete them, you can ban them from coming back, just so you know. Okay, if somebody's posting, and you've probably seen me do that in the Facebook group quite frequently, we'll get folks coming in there and trying to promote their own stuff because they want to sell the loan officers. And what do? I don't just kick them out, I can ban them. And you could do the same on your Facebook page. So inevitably, guys, you will always get people trying to take advantage of your hard work. Okay? There's no way around that. There's always going to be people out there wanting to spam what you're doing. But you can block them once they make that post. And Shane just threw out there as well, is you can hide and delete their post as well. And that's very true. When they make a post, you just click a button, delete it, and Facebook says, would you like to block this person or ban them? And that's what I do. When people don't follow the rules, they get banned from the page. Okay? So yes, you can indeed do that, so you don't have to worry about other loan officers coming in, tapping into your hard work. They may try, but you'll get the notice and you can block them, and none the worse for the wear. Okay? All right, so I'm scrolling through some more questions. They keep coming over, so no worries, guys. I'm getting to them as quickly as I can. All right, perfect. So where do we go to find someone? Okay, would a university be a good place to get help? So Dennis is asking. Actually, you can do that. You can go that route, and you could probably get some low-cost help there. If you're choosy, you definitely want to be choosy because you will get a lot of folks that are very new to what they're doing. When you're getting help, depending on what it's for, if it's for ad copy, guys, I'll tell you right now, don't cheap out on ad copy. Ad copy is your voice. It is your sales message. Okay, it's what people will use to judge you by. First impressions, right? So I probably wouldn't, unless you really get somebody that really knows their stuff, if you're going to the university, I probably wouldn't use them for the ad copy. Now, I'm not saying you won't find anybody good. You might, and you might hit a home run with it, and that's great. But if you're going to outsource and it's something that you just want to go it alone as far as your outsourcing, Upwork.com can be done. I wouldn't use Fiverr for ad copy. You know, it's you're not going to get the quality that you need, but Upwork.com you might be able to, okay, just so long as you find native English speakers. You don't want that goofy sounding ad copy that it's obvious that, hey, you know what, this isn't their first language. Again, this is your voice, what people are going to use to judge you by. It's worth the extra investment. But for things like technical stuff and whatnot, then yes, Upwork.com can work for you if you're just wanting to go it alone. Okay. So Kevin, got to take that Rams picture out of the I Love St. Louis page. Yeah, they do. So I see a lot of questions here. I'm just trying to get to as many of them as I can, folks. If I missed you, just go ahead and pop it back in there. All right, so Alyssa says, Chad, I got blocked from Facebook lead ads by adding a custom question. Is there a way to get unblocked? If you could let me know what you mean by blocked, that would be great, because I'm not sure if you mean just the page, just that it's grayed out, or did Facebook actually come in and shut down your account and say, hey, you can't do this? Okay, Kevin. Chad, when you're excluding loan officers, when you're running your Facebook ads, is there a box you can check to exclude um, all of them? So can you check all? No, you're gonna need to get one at a time, and that's actually a good thing, because some of them are not going to be job titles. You do not want to block the non-job titles. Only block the Facebook job titles when you're doing loan officer, mortgage originator, and real estate agent. Okay, awesome. Okay, so if I missed any questions, guys, now's the time to ask. If I missed you. Okay, that's perfectly fine, Joanna. So you submitted a form. That's fine. That's fine. I will, when we reach out to you, that'll be your opportunity to just kind of go over what you're looking for as far as help, additional help, or what areas you need to improve on. Absolutely not a problem. Okay. Also, guys, I'm just going to throw this out here for you. For those of you that are interested in just one thing, for those of you interested in running ads only, and you're not interested in things like realtor referrals and SEO and all these other things that we're going to be covering with the mastermind sessions, shoot me a message. If you're open to being a guinea pig, my team we are rolling out some new forms of ads and whatnot, and we're looking for guinea pigs. And what I mean by that is it's not coaching. It's just basically for folks that have an ad budget, and they want our team to run their ads, and in the form of testing. So fair game, just in full disclosure, they are tests. It is testing. So I cannot guarantee results. But what I can tell you is that our testing typically kicks ass. Typically. Our testing typically is we find what works, and the people that are guinea pigs with us will find what works along with it, and that you'll be able to keep the campaigns that we've set up for you during that testing phase. But guinea pigs, you got to have a budget, guys. It's got to be a budget. You got to have a minimum of $1,000 to spend a month on traffic. Okay, but just shoot me a message if you want to be a guinea pig. cweber@averagejoelo.com. And again, disclosure, guys, I cannot promise results during the guinea pig process. This is not a part of our coaching. It's completely separate. It's just what we do is before we start rolling out ad campaigns that we know for sure work, what we do is we test them in all sorts of different markets. So what we do is we find loan officers that are in those markets that are willing to have their ad budget spent by our guys. You don't have to do a darn thing. We do it all. We will spend that budget during the tests, and any leads generated will go to you. Okay? But I don't want anybody to get mad at me if oh, hey, I expected 50 leads, and you only get 10, or you only get 20 or 30, or whatever the case may be. Okay? Because it is everything that I say it is testing. Okay? But shoot me an email, cweber@averagejoelo.com if you're interested in that. For those of you wanting the coaching and whatnot, it looks like we already have 29 form requests filled out. And I see, hold on one second, I see that there's another 39 people on that page right now filling it out. So get that to me right away, guys, because once we hit 20, we're closing it out. Okay? So I hope that I've gotten to as many questions as possible. I'm going to put my email address right here in the chat box, guys. If you want to be guinea pig, or if you have questions about the coaching, send an email to that email address right there, cweber@averagejoelo.com. I just put it in the chat box. I'm going to leave that up for a moment for you. Okay? And if anybody else needs questions that I missed, now's the time to ask. Okay, so Oscar, all right, so no need for the replay. All right, good deal. So yeah, I'll get that link sent out to you guys for the replay. If you got in late, or if you missed what we covered early in, then, or you just want to review or a rehash, absolutely. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Perfect, absolutely, Brian. Not a problem, not a problem. Good deal. Okay. So what video? How can I view? Okay, so I think I answered that one. All right, Josh, can you send that link again? So I'm not sure which link, but I did just post the link to my email and this the mortgageadsclub.com/special offer. I'll go ahead and post that again just in case that's what you're talking about. All right, good deal. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm so glad you guys were able to join me here today. And just to give you, for those of you who are still sticking around, looks like we still got a big group of folks still sticking around. I'll try to be as entertaining as I can. So let me just talk a little bit about what we'll be covering during the coaching then, if that helps. So here's really what we're going to be doing during the mastermind, guys. And my recommendation is I hate to seem like I'm picking out the most costly program, but you do have the 3 different packages. But I recommend package number 3 is just for the simple fact that it comes with the staff. Now, the staff, when I say staff, it doesn't mean that you can just call them up and say, hey, build me a whole website. Okay, that's not what they're there for. They're there for specific tasks that we're covering during the coaching that need to be done. Okay, so like the technical staff, they're there if we say, okay, you need to deploy a landing page. Okay, and here's what your landing page needs to look like, and here's what it needs to say. Let's say you go in and you follow my instructions, but your landing page is running into technical difficulties and whatnot. Instead of you having to screw around with it for 6 hours trying to fix it, you'll just send in a support request to our technical staff who will get right on it and go and fix your problem right away. Okay, that's what they're there for. They're not there to just be your full-time staff of, hey, absolutely anything I need, go build me a website. Oh, go record me a video. Go do that. That's not what they're there for. That type of staff costs thousands of dollars a month. Naturally, that's not covered in something this low cost. But what it is there for is anything that you run into during the implementation of what we're instructing you that needs to be built and needs to be done. That's what they're there for. So when I tell you, hey, you know what, you need a post today and here's what it needs to look like, here's what it needs to say. Oh, you know what, my graphics look terrible for my post. Here, let me get my graphics redone by a professional. Oh, let me get some great looking ad copy for this follow-up email or for this or for that. Because those are the areas where most loan officers are running into troubles is during the implementation. You run into these little problems that frustrate the heck out of you, and they seem almost insurmountable because they're just eating up so much of your time. They're big time suck. That's what our staff's there for, is to make sure that you get results, boom, 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 one after another in that 60-day time period. So yes, we're going to be talking about SEO. I want you to be front page of Google. I'm going to show you some things that, heck, I've just learned in the past 6 months about SEO because things are rapidly changing. We're going to explore your strengths and weaknesses. We're going to discuss your actual marketing funnel. We're going to show you actual ads to deploy here on Facebook, what to say to realtors to get more referrals. Realtors, that's one of my favorite topics, right? So we're going to cover it all. And I'm super stoked to work with you guys in this capacity. So I hope that gives you a better idea of what we're going to be doing. And this bonus content here, that's another reason why I included this was because, again, there's going to be certain sales collateral and marketing collateral that I'm going to tell you need during this time period. I don't want you to have to waste a bunch of your time trying to go out and build a bunch of sales collateral and trying to write it yourself. So I'm just going to give you collateral that's already put together. Just slap your name and contact information on it and you're ready to go. That way you can leapfrog straight to the results portion instead of screwing around with a bunch of technical or a long and arduous process. All right. So that's all I have here for today, folks. So once again, thanks for joining me. And I hope that you found what we covered today beneficial, and keep an eye out. I see a lot of you folks joining up on our Facebook group as well. So I'll make sure I get you guys approved. I'll get this recording replay available to you within the next couple of hours. Fair enough? All right. Thanks again, guys. Chat with you soon. Bye now.